Good morning, Ate Lynette.
Good morning. I apologize. I had problems with my connection earlier.
It's okay. You're the host now.
All right. Thank you. Right. Let me just share my screen. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Again, I'm sorry that it took me a while to log in because I had to reboot my modem for twice. Actually, I had to reboot it twice because it's not connecting to my computer. Um, All right, I guess I have a problem with my cables, but at least now it's working. Okay, so just a recap of what we have already discussed from Monday until yesterday. Monday, of course, just an introduction regarding the accent, of course. What we wanted to have is the neutral accent. Okay. Um, and then we talked about, we were able to discuss about, of course, pronunciation, how you're going to pronounce, your vowels, your phonetics. We also talked about uh, consonant sounds, your BV, PF, voiced and non-voiced TH sounds. And then yesterday, we capped off with liaisons or connecting words. Of course, we are not expecting you to do that right away. The connecting words. This is because, of course, hold on. Right, my dogs are fighting. Okay, so like what I said, connecting words or liaisons. We're not expecting you to do that right away, but of course, that's the next step. Of course, it needs a lot of practice for you to be able to do that. What's important for me or for us is for you to be able to pronounce the words, clearly, having emotions with the sentences that you are uttering or saying, the rhythm and stress, or the tone or intonation of how you explain or how you talk. Of course, like what I said, having those or having that emotion is for you to be able to convey the correct meaning of what you wanted to say. When you're writing it, it's the person reading it putting emotion into it. It's different when you are talking or when you're speaking. Okay, so it's up to you to do that, for providing that emotion, or for you to be able to convey the meaning that you wanted. Okay, this is like a sample of which is when you say, how are you doing today? If you do it like that, it seems like you don't mean what you're trying to say, right? But when you say, so when you open the conversation, hi, my name is Lynette. How are you doing today? Okay, let's say Mary. Hi, Mary. How are you doing today? So you have that emotion. However, because sometimes when we do it repetitively, we don't have any emotions anymore on the next call, right? So when you introduce yourself, hi, my name is Lynette. May I have your name, please? Mary. Hi, Mary. So how are you doing today? It doesn't have any emotions anymore. So of course it's up to you to have that emotion, because you need to let them know that you are accommodating, right? And that you are willing to listen to what they're trying to say. Because if you just tell them that, okay, so how may I help you today, or how may I help you today, it doesn't have any emotions at all. So it's really transactional. We don't want you to do that. What we want you to do is, of course, always be accommodating, that you are willing to listen and that you are glad that you are talking to the person, because that's how you're going to convey your emotion. And that's how you'd be able to get that, the, get the trust of the client. Okay. And the client would think that, oh, this person is willing to help me. I can feel that. Okay. Especially, of course, when you say something to the person, make sure that you also respond to what they're trying to say correctly. Like when they say that, when you ask them, how are you doing today? and they tell you, "Oh, I'm a bit under the weather." Don't respond, "Oh, that's good to hear," because that's the usual spiel, right? "Oh, that's good to hear." When they say they're a bit under the weather, meaning to say they're sick. So your response should be the correct response, right? So your response should be, "Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. I hope you get better soon." Okay, that's the correct, you make sure that you know that too. Okay. Anyway, we'll be tackling, or we'll be talking more about that during our customer service discussion. Okay. Like what I said, I wanted to finish this until tomorrow, including the customer service, and to tap on the US culture and geography, because that's the last one that we have. So I will continue with our discussion right now. What we're going to talk about is grammar. Of course, it's not just talking. Okay, we need to revisit grammar. Okay, let me just share my screen. Hopefully, I won't be able to share nothing like what I did yesterday. Um, well, I don't have a lot going on right today, so not like yesterday. There's a lot, but today I'm kind of chill. So here, um, we're going to tackle English grammar. Okay. Um, like I said, this is just a revisit of revisiting our English grammar when back in college and of course in high school. It's like what I said, sometimes we forget. Yeah, we forget when, especially when we do a lot of talking. When we do writing, okay, especially when we do emails, okay, even though we have tools to help us, it's still better that you are able to do it correctly. Okay. There. So this is what we're going to hold on. Let me just admit. Mm, the people that is waiting or that are waiting. Okay. Okay. So English grammar. What is the difference between written and spoken language? How is grammar going to make me sound more neutral? Okay. So it's not just writing it, but of course saying it as well. Let us see an example that we have here. Let us try to read it. Okay. To Margie, I am not surprised or wonder why Dennis leave you. Why? What reason can think? What reason you can think about but your very fat body? I thought before that Dennis only used me to his toy, but sooner and later I'm realized that he really can't not bear or stomached to be with you anymore, because at first Dennis say he could not stand your habit of making pakialam all his walks and always calling to their house what he go home or this or that, and then he say he get ashamed to met either in school or in his family, and then asking you to exercise your very, very, very fat body, but you hate it. Though you're the most prettiest girls, you do not have the right to call me whatsoever, or else different name one time or the other for the real purpose to insults my personality, because I'm never call you names either in the front of Dennis or in the backs of Dennis. In the fronts and backs. See? But if you start already to calling me different name, I don't have any other choice but to call you other different name too. Like you are a pig, fat, obsessed, overweight, and ugly shaped girl. Shame to your body. That is to a buding. You can not blame Dennis for exchanging you to me because I'm the more sexier. than you when you look at us in the mirror. I'm repeat again that you are like Ike Lozada when she is a girl. My goodness. From the sexiest girl of DM. P.S. You say that I'm the bad breathe. But who is Dennis? Is what to kiss, me or you or me. And the final is
This is so
ima-
sad, Ate. This is like the saddest story I've ever seen.
That's true. My goodness. See, um, so what's happening here is because we are a Filipino, we understand what she's trying to say, right? But for somebody who's not a Filipino, they won't understand it because what's happening here is she's translating literally what she has in mind, the Tagalog to English. Okay, that is why we always tell you to practice because that's the typical way of us Filipinos in speaking. Okay, we know the answer in Tagalog. If we have questions from clients, we know the answer in Tagalog in our mind. But because we're not practicing our mind to also think in English, what we're trying to do is translating it literally word per word in English. So this is what's going to happen if we do that. Okay. So that's why we are telling you to practice in thinking in English. Okay. It really takes practice, guys. But what you want to do is that's why one of the things that we advise you is when you talk slowly. I do not That's why I chose to not expound more on the liaison thing because that takes practice. Okay, but at least you know what it means when you connect words. However, what we wanted you to do is to know how to think in English so that you would be able to answer in English as well. You don't have to speak fast like how I do it right now. Okay. While I'm talking to you, I'm already thinking what I'm going to say next. Okay. My mind is already thinking, okay, because I'm talking slow. Because the tendency, if you talk fast, your mind cannot grasp as well what you're trying to say. And that's the time wherein you get jumble in what you're saying and you don't make sense anymore in what you're saying. That's why you have to speak slow. Okay. It doesn't mean that too slow. Just like this face is enough. Okay. The face that I'm doing right now is enough. Okay, for you to be able to convey what you want to say to your client. Okay. Because if you talk too fast, the tendency is you jumble the words. The first thing is you jumble the words that you're saying. Second, you don't know what to say next. Third, you might say something else that is out of context of what you're saying in the first place. Okay? Because your mind is already thinking, this is what you're going to say next. Okay? That happens when you talk too fast. Your mind is trying to catch up with your mouth. Okay? So that's why you practice to speak slow. So your mind also would be able to have that space to think of what you're going to say next. Okay, you practice that. You need to practice that because what will happen is if you're going to, because you know the answer in Tagalog, okay, what will happen is your mind will be stuck up because you're trying to translate each word, okay, each word in Tagalog into English. Okay, and that's why you have to um, practice your mind. Practice your mind in thinking in English so that you would also be able to speak the language. And of course, one practice is for you to speak out loud. Okay. Um, I'll give you one activity. Okay. Let me just pause my screen real quick and just look for that. What I wanted you to do is to look at a picture. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture, and what I want you to do is talk about that picture for 2 minutes. Okay, talk about that picture for 2 minutes. I will time you. Okay, I will time you. Let me pick one person first, just as a practice. Okay, let me pick one person first, just as a practice. What I'm going to do is show you a picture. I'll give you 30 seconds to look at it, and then I'll tell you when to start and when to stop talking about that picture. Okay, this is just a practice for you guys. I'll just pick one person first, and then later on, okay, I'll show another picture, and all of you, okay, would need to talk about it. Make sure that it's just 2 minutes. Record yourself. Okay, make sure that it's just that mark 2 minutes. Okay, I'll give you all 2 minutes to or 30 seconds to look at the picture. You have to ready um, your recording already so that when I say start, you start talking about that picture. And then when I say stop, you stop. Okay. But right now, just a sample, I'm going to pick one person. Okay. And I will ask you to look at a picture for 30 seconds. And then I will tell you to, when to start and when to stop. Okay. Let's see. I'm not going to show the picture just yet. I'm going to call a person first. Okay, this is just a practice, okay? Let's see. Any volunteer? Who wants to volunteer? I want to volunteer before I pick someone. Don't be afraid, okay? Don't be afraid. This is a practice that I want you to do. To um who would like to volunteer for this activity? No one? No brave soul? So I need to pick somebody. Marose, pick someone for me.
Emmeline Babylonia.
Okay, Emily.
Hello, coach.
Hi.
I'm the
So
lucky.
you're the lucky person.
Oh my god.
Congratulations.
I feel nervous now.
Don't be nervous. This is a practice. Okay. Um, of course, what will happen is I want to train your mind, okay, on how you're going to do this. It's like impromptu speech, okay.
Okay.
I'm going to show you a picture right now. I'll give you 30 seconds like what I said, and then I will tell you when to start. Hold on, let me just have
Okay,
my
coach.
timer up. Okay, I'll show you the picture now. So here's the picture. I'll give you 30 seconds to look at it first. All right, you may start.
Um, what I see in this picture is the sun shines so bright. It I think that like us. I'm sorry, coach. I cannot communicate well in English.
Go ahead, continue whatever you want to
Okay.
say.
Just like what it tells me that when we wake up, we woke up in the morning, there's a new beginning for all of us. And we don't have to be, we don't have to feel that we don't, and don't think, wait, coach.
Go ahead. You can talk about the colors that you see.
Okay, coach. Okay, in this picture, I saw the sun shines so bright, and just like when we woke up in the morning, we have to think that there's always a new beginning for us. And I see that there's a lot of I'm I'm sorry. I think my mind is not working.
You're actually doing really good.
Yeah,
Just tell us
let's
exactly
fix.
how you feel.
Um, because
Do you like sunrise or sunsets?
okay, I like sunrise because I like sunrise.
Okay, you may stop. So that's
Sorry,
Right.
coach.
exactly 2 minutes. Okay.
I feel
So
nervous.
no, that's
It's
okay.
okay.
Yeah,
She
you
actually
actually
did
That's
well,
why my
right?
mind is not
yes.
working.
Yes, you actually did well. Your thought is already there. That's what
Mm,
I'm saying. So you already have what you need to do is, I guess, um, in a picture like this, this is a good practice for you guys. Okay, um, your thought is already there. What you wanted to say. That is what I was conveying with you guys. Um, you can see the picture, you know what it is, you know how to what to say in Tagalog in your mind. So in Tagalog you might be thinking, okay, I'm going to say it in Tagalog. um, May bukas pa, um, may sunrise, may sunset, may mga may what they call this, uh, may mga damo, ang ganda ng itsura because it's a sunrise, like what they, you have that in Tagalog. You have all of it. Okay, you wanted to speak about it in Tagalog, but what we're trying to do is the practice is for you to be able to say it in English, right? Okay, you may start with the colors that you see. Okay, this is a sunset. It can be a sunrise. I'm not sure what it is. I can see clouds. The clouds are gray. There are blue. There are rays. If you can see, there are rays there because the sunrise or the sunset wanted to show itself, but because of the gray clouds, it cannot. You are not, or you are obstructed to see the whole, sunrise or sunset. But if you put it in a feeling, um, you'd be able to see that the rays are trying to push through, meaning that there is hope, right? Looking at this scene, it's tranquil, it makes you calm, and it shows you that there is hope with whatever is happening right now. See what I'm doing? Okay. So once you already have that thought, you can go ahead and explore that and stay with that thought because you've already started with there's a new beginning. I heard you said that.
yes,
Um,
coach.
right? I heard you said that there's a new beginning, that you can go ahead and do that, right? With what's happening today. This
Yes,
is really a good picture. Looking at this picture, I see hope. With whatever happening today, we do our best to to adapt with whatever's happening. You see where I'm going?
yes,
So
coach.
that's what all of you, okay? That's what I want you to do as practice, okay? Every day, what you do, okay? So that you can practice your mind, okay? You be like a blogger, okay? Look at a picture, talk about it in 2 minutes. Okay, you look at a picture all the every day, just a practice, just like a 5 minute practice. You can do two picture a day. Okay, and then look at that picture and then talk about it in 2 minutes. If you think about it, 2 minutes is just a short time. However, when you're already talking, okay, it seems like, especially when you are on this, when you're put on the spot, sometimes your mind gets blocked and you cannot think anymore. However, when you're already talking to to someone, you cannot tell that person already. So you cannot tell that person that, hold on, I'm having a mental block, right? If you're already there, this is like being an actress, okay? A stage actress, a Broadway actress. When you're already on the stage, you have to continue. You can do ad lib if you want. If you forget the lines, you can do the ad lib as long as you continue. Okay? You talk, you let your mind talk, and you let your mind be free so that you would be able to talk freely. Okay, again, this is just that's what I want you to do every day, to practice it. Okay, look at different pictures all the time. Okay, what you need to do is look at pictures every time as a practice, and then record yourself on your cell phone. Then listen to yourself after. Did you make sense? Where did you get? Where were you wrong? Are all my grammars correct? Okay. Better yet, have somebody listen to you. Ask them an honest opinion. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay. So that's what I want to do. So everybody, right now, I'm going to go and show a picture. Please ready your recording. Okay. And then I will show you a picture. I'll give you 30 seconds to look at it first. When everybody is ready, okay, I will say start. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute instead of 30 seconds so that you can gather your thoughts, because 30 seconds is just, that's just my practice. Okay, that's just my practice because I'm pushing my mind. I'm pushing my mind to really look at a picture, and then 30 seconds, because you have to train your mind to have that train of thoughts. Okay, what you're going to say next. It's impromptu, like what I said, because you have to think fast when you're already on that phone. Okay, when somebody asks you a question, you are able to answer right away. So this is a practice. Okay, guys, I'll give you a minute instead to look at a picture, when the picture that I will show, and then I will tell you when to start, then I will tell you when to stop. Instead of 2 minute mark, I'll give you 3 minutes so that you have time to click on whatever and save. Okay, but make sure that it's just 2 minutes for you talking. Okay, to save everything. I will tell you to how we're going to do that. Again, Mary already provided the link for you to record. Okay, again, I'll give 3 minutes. I'll time it. This is the picture. So again, this is a different picture, all right? I'll give you a minute to look at the picture.
I miss Manila and MRT.
True.
Last time I was there was 2019.
Imagine,
Yeah.
right? So again, 1 minute to gather your thoughts and get ready. Okay, we're already at the 35 second. Get ready to record yourself. You see a lot of things here, so you should be able to talk about a lot of things. That 2 minute would be easy. Okay. Start recording. You're at 1 minute, 60 seconds to go. Stop recording. Okay. So there. I hope everybody was able to stop their recording. Let me go ahead and pass your recording. Okay.
Activity sheet is already posted on our chat box, and it's also on, for those who are on YouTube, it's pinned in the comment section.
Okay. Again. Okay. So what I would like you to do starting today, okay, you do this activity every day. Okay, this is for you to practice your mind in thinking in English and speaking the language. Okay, when you look at a picture, don't just look at it and talk about it inside your mind. I need you to record yourself. Okay, or let's say you can go ahead and probably with your children go ahead and talk about that picture with your children. You can look at, coloring books. You can look at uh, okay, that's what you can do as a practice. All right, so make sure that when you practice, okay, uh, think in English. It's not going to be perfect the first time. Don't worry about it. What's going to be important is for you to be able to practice your mind. Again, when you do it the first time, it's not always going to be perfect. Okay, it's not always going to be perfect. But with constant practice, if you're always doing it, you will be able to train your mind to speak in English and I think in English for that matter. Okay? All right. That's what I'm trying to say here. Okay? So, again, practice, practice, practice. That's what you do every day. Okay? So let's just pass that pictures that I see here. Okay, let's just revisit parts of speech real quick. Okay, so that we'd be able to tackle a lot because my slides, if you notice, we're on 109. I still have until 221, 20. So we're in the middle.
Are we going to finish all of that today?
Not today,
Okay.
not today, but I at least be able to
Tap on a
discuss
couple of
as
them. Yeah. Okay.
yes. All right. So just revisiting parts of speech. Okay. Nouns, of course, we all know nouns. Name a person, place, thing, idea, state, or quality. Okay. We all know noun. Okay, but for those who already forgot what it is, classifications would be common, proper, mass, collective, compound. Gender of nouns, feminine, masculine, and neutral. Okay, you have American, a sample American, library, laptop, tortoise, democracy, hunger, integrity. Okay, so those are your samples. Next, of course, pronouns, words that take the place of a noun. This is used when you don't want to repeat the noun or unable to directly name the noun. Okay. Types can be personal, intensive, reflexive, interrogative, demonstrative, indefinite. Case, okay, nomin, sorry, nominative, objective, possessive. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, everyone, each, some, anybody. Okay, if you don't want to repeat the noun, you can use pronouns, of course. Next, Filipinos have the tendency to interchange gender forms of a pronoun, sometimes using him and her throughout a conversation to refer to one person. In Filipino, pronouns may have the same or even more functions as English pronouns, but have less forms. Example, okay, the book is with me. Okay, Filipino, nasa akin ang libro. Literal translation, with me the book. That's how we're going to sound if we're going to literally translate it. Okay, but I know you get what I'm trying to say here. Okay, using the right pronoun. When selecting the right pronoun to use, make sure that the pronoun and the noun match in the following aspects. A grammatical person. First person refers to the speaker. Yeah, we interchange sometimes. Okay. Second person refers to the person being spoken to. Third person refers to others who are not the speaker or the one being spoken to. Gender and number. Okay. You might interchange it because sometimes when we're talking about, especially when we're telling a story, this is what happens. Sometimes we don't know how to refer to the first person anymore, or the second person, or the third person for that matter. Okay, that's why we put names on it, okay, just to convey what we're trying to say when we're telling a story. But we need to know how to do this properly. Okay, verbs. We know verbs, right? Words that express in action, an action, occurrence, or state of being. Okay, action verbs. Okay, you have transitive, call, hate, like, read. Intransitive, walk, jump, dance, stand. Linking verbs, M is R, seem, look, appear. You have your helping verbs, be, do, have. Like when you say, I do have to dance later on. Okay, so something like that. I do have to stand from time to time because I've been sitting for 4 hours now. Okay, so something like that. Right. Modifiers. Modifiers are words that describe other words. Okay, adjectives and adverbs. How can you tell? Determine its purpose in the sentence. Okay, so sometimes we have a lot of modifiers when we're talking. Okay, that happens because what we're doing is we're prolonging what we're trying to say. That is okay. However, when you're writing it, it's better when you're writing, it's better to be, concise. No, but when we're talking and we're trying to, of course, we also still have that keep it simple, right? If you know how to do that, keep it simple, then it's easier. That is, if you know what you're going to say to keep it simple. But because we Filipinos, we tend to grasp for words, okay? Um, for now because what I want you to do is for you to be able to practice in speaking and in talking. As long as you are able to convey, then go ahead and talk, okay, what you want to say. But okay, if you know how to do it already, you will be, I promise you, once you already um, train your mind to think in English, you will be able to keep everything simple because you already know how to do it straight to the point. Okay, however, because what we're trying to do right now is for you to really practice in speaking, go ahead, talk and talk. Okay, go ahead and talk, because sometimes what happens, if you want to keep it simple, because you are not yet that good in thinking in English, Sometimes when you keep it simple, you're not trying to actually, you are not able to make a point. Okay, you are not able to really convey what you're trying to say if you keep it simple. Okay, because we're lacking of words. Sometimes when we construct the sentence, it doesn't have any subject at all. But for you in your mind, that's what you wanted to say already. However, it's lacking for those who are reading it or for those who are listening to you. Okay. So what I would like you to do for right now is for you, because what I want you is to practice it. Go ahead and talk. Okay, go ahead and talk. Go ahead and say it. Whatever it is in your mind. Okay. Okay. Next. Oh, sorry. Okay, modifiers, adjectives, describe nouns or pronouns. The order is ODA or ODASCOM. Opinion, dimension, age, size, color, origin, material. Sample, amazing, round, ancient, thin, magenta, Spanish, wood. Okay, next. Modifiers as adverbs. Describe words that are not nouns or pronouns. They can describe a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Some adverbs will also connote time, including frequency and place. Okay, professionally, efficiently, fast, almost. So time when, okay, tomorrow, later, yesterday, soon. I will be there soon. I will come tomorrow. Okay, I will go tomorrow. I will call you later. We had cake yesterday. No, like that. Place, where? Of course, here, there, everywhere. Okay, like a song. Where? So here, we'll be having our meeting here at my house, or we'll be having the meeting there at the school. Okay. We can see it everywhere. Okay, and then a manner how gradually, gently, loudly. Please talk gently. Okay. Right. So you know how to you're going to use it. Frequency. How many times? Sometimes, often. Degree. What extent? Nearly. Almost. Very. Quite. Okay. So those are your samples. Modifiers. Misplaced modifier. A misplaced modifier is one that fails to modify the intended element, noun, verb, or adverb of the sentence. This is the incorrect. I sat down to pick up the phone quickly. The professor will explain how our system works on Monday. It's incorrect. Why it's incorrect? This is the correct one. I quickly sat down to pick up the phone. I sat down to quickly pick up the phone. On Monday, comma, the professor will explain how our system works. But if you look at this, because we're Filipino, we understand what it is, right? I sat down to pick up the phone quickly. But it's a misplaced modifier if you think about it, literally. Okay. The professor will explain how our system works on Monday. We understand it, yes, but grammatically, okay, the placement of your modifiers is incorrect. Okay, so this is the correct one. Okay, I quickly sat down to pick up the phone. Okay, so there. Articles. Basically, an article is an adjective. It introduces a noun. They are the, a, and an, or an. Okay, use the when talking about specific things in singular or plural subjects. Okay, an a when introducing a singular noun that start with a consonant. An when introducing a singular noun that starts with a vowel sound. Because sometimes what we do here, always see this, especially in writing, they don't know how to place an a and an. Okay, so again, a, you use an a when introducing a singular noun that starts with a consonant. An when introducing a singular noun that starts with a vowel sound. Okay. Next, prepositions. Oh, this one. Even me, I am not perfect in using preposition. I interchange some of the prepositions. But of course, we need to learn how to use it properly. Okay? A preposition describes a relationship such as space, time, cause, or manner between its object and the other words in a sentence. In itself, a word like in or after is rather meaningless and hard to define in mere words. So you have your prepositions of place, prepositions of movement, prepositions of time and date, prepositions for since, while, during, over, and within, the functional preposition with. Okay, we'll look at that on the next slides. Okay, prepositions of place, at, on, and in. We use at for specific addresses. Okay, example, Grammar English lives at 55 Barrett's Road in Durham. Okay. For point of place or location, at the corner, at the bus stop, at the bottom of the page, at the center of the herd. Because sometimes we use on the corner, right? On the bus stop. Okay. So when we're providing a place, it should be at. Okay. Next, prepositions of place. Again, we use on to designate names of streets, avenues, etc. Her house is on Boretz Road. Okay. See the difference when at there's a specific, okay, but on is just say her house is on. It's not specific. So surfaces. The poster were hung on the wall. Directions. The building is on the left. Okay, when you're giving directions. Okay, and then let's move on. In. For the names of land areas, towns, counties, states, countries, and continents. She lives in Durham. Spaces, bodies of water, lines. The printer is in the room. So you don't have a specific place in the room. But if you have a specific place in the room, let's say uh, top of the table, you can say the printer is on top of the table inside the room to your left. Okay, there. Or on your left. You can use that. See? So sometimes it's really hard to do that. However, for us to be able to, especially if we are writing, okay, this is important when we're writing. If you're talking about it, you can get away with wrong prepositions. Okay, but if you're writing it, Yeah, you have to be careful on how you place it. Next. Okay, next is your comparatives and superlatives. Comparatives and superlatives are special forms of adjectives. They are used to compare two or more nouns. Comparatives are used to compare two nouns. John is fatter than Josh. Superlatives are used to compare more than two nouns. We typically use the article the because there is only one superlative. John is the fattest person I know. Okay, there's a note there. Do not use the conjunction than if you do not mean to compare nouns. Okay, so there should be a comparison if you're going to use than. Of course, the very famous SVA or subject verb agreement. Okay, the term agreement in grammar is used to denote the relationship between the subject and its verb, and the pronoun and its antecedent. For a present tense, you can't have two S endings at the same time, one of the subject and the other on the verb. Okay, as it shows there can't have two S endings. Okay, for present tense. Let's see samples. Basic rule of subject verb agreement: singular subject, singular verb. The system prints the checks. The customer is waiting for you. Okay, subject is the customer. Okay, so please use this singular subject, singular verb, plural subject, plural verb. We review a lot of documents. Tickets are updated hourly. Okay, linking verbs. The verb agrees with the subject rather than the word that flows or follows. Sorry. The complement, his problem is frequent injuries. Compound subjects, when two or more singular subjects joined by and or both, and a plural form of the verb is required. Jessica and Matthew plan to visit their former professor. Okay, again, I know some of you already, probably this is a bit boring for you, but we're just revisiting it. Okay, this is for you to be, especially when you're writing things. Okay, when you are writing things, your SVA, okay, it, it should be, I'm not saying that it should be perfect, but at least, you have that. You know that it should be correct. Subject verb agreement. When you're talking, sometimes you can get away with it, especially if you have the words flowing out of your mouth. Okay. Sometimes, especially if you've already practiced speaking or thinking in English, it's going to be easier to talk. It's going to be easier to really say things. Okay, even your Native Americans, they're not grammatically correct because when they're conveying things, especially over the phone, they sound. But as long as you are frequent, you're fluent in speaking or uttering words, then you can get away with this. But when we're writing, that's a different story. Right? Indefinite pronouns. Okay, singular, any, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either. Either and either are accepted. Everybody, everyone, everything, neither, no, nobody, no one, nothing, one, somebody, someone, many, many, a much. Okay. Each American knows what the first law is about. Plural, both, few. Be there a sample. Each American. Okay. Each Filipino. Okay. Plural, both, few, fewer, many, others, several, they, few. Several tourists go to Florida to see the Space Center. Singular, plural. None, enough, some, all, most. Okay? Tips. The pronoun you will always take a plural verb, even if it acts as a singular or plural pronoun. The pronoun I is always a singular pronoun, but takes a plural verb. The singular verbs that go with the pronoun I are am, present tense, and was, past tense. Yeah. We will concentrate on the simple verb tenses. Okay, let's see, eat. Of course, you know, ate, eats, will eat. Okay, we know this, past, present, and future, right? The tenses. Okay. Sometimes we Filipinos are also we interchange the tenses. Okay. Like what I said, as long as you're fluent, you can get away with it. Okay. But we are practicing. Okay. So make sure that you are also aware of using your tenses. Verb tenses, a characteristic or form of a verb that indicates the time of the action, occurrence, or state of being expressed by the verb. Okay. Guideline, do not shift from one tense to another if the time frame for each action or state is the same. So let's see here. This is the confusing. I explained to the customer that the invoice needs the approval of his manager. The system did not show that. The manager approves his expenses. We understand this, but however, it's confusing. Okay. It's confusing. Okay, this is no again shift tenses only if there is a change in time, one action or state. Confusing. I will call the customer to let him know what I will find out about the invoice. I will. See that? I will. So that revised. I will call the customer to let him know what I found out about the invoice. Next, avoid fancy words and phrases when simpler ones convey the idea. Instead of John, the manager who is managing accounts payable, required each and every team on the floor to meet the processing deadlines for the invoices. John, the manager, and then managing. We already know that John is the manager, but it's still stated managing accounts payable. Each and every team. Okay. Replace it with John, the accounts payable manager, required everyone to meet their processing deadlines. Okay, because each and every one where you can use just everyone or each and every team where you can use everyone. Okay, this is to make it simple. Okay. However, when you're talking like what I'm saying, what I want you to do, this is the correct usage. Maybe saying to yourself, Coach Lynette is so confusing. I don't know what you want to say. Okay, this is the correct. What I'm showing you is the correct way. Yes, but because you are practicing, okay, you guys are practicing. What I want you to do is talk and talk and talk so that you can practice. Once you already, once you already know what you're going to say next, or you've already you've already asked your mind or you've already trained your mind to think in English, then you can keep it simple so that you can convey. But if you train your mind to keep it simple now, okay, because you have to widen your vocabulary, your vocabulary, guys. Okay, I want you to widen your vocabulary. I want you to know how to look for words that is appropriate for what you are thinking. in your mind, especially if you have it in Tagalog, the answer in Tagalog in your mind. So you have to widen your vocabulary. If you're going to keep it simple, you won't know what word you should be using because you're not practicing your mind on that. You can do that once you already know how to do it. Okay, once you already are fluent in thinking in English and how you're going to say things. Okay, yes, this is correct. Express, don't impress. But you know, for you guys, what I want you to do, like what I said, is just practice first. Practice first. Okay. Okay. This is just some word usage. Okay. The difference between the two, accept and accept. 'Cause sometimes we interchange. Again, accept means to receive, while accept means to exclude or leave out or exclude. Okay. John accepted the task that was assigned to him. All the agents were tired except for James because the sound of it, okay, it's like it's the same, right? The sound is the same. Okay. However, of course, you have to know the difference or the meaning of the two. Next, less and fewer. Okay, the words less and fewer have similar meanings, but they cannot be used interchangeably. Use fewer when referring to an amount that could be expressed as a specific number. Use less when making comparisons that do not lend themselves to numeric amounts. Sample, we have fewer than 100 invoices left to encode. There is less water in the lake this time of year. Okay, see, you use fewer when there's a number, a numeric number. But if there's no numeric number, okay, making comparison, you can use less. Next, it's or its. When writing, okay, there's a lot of mistakes regarding this. Okay, when you're talking about it, you can get away with it. But when you're writing, make sure that it's correct. Okay, the word its is a contraction of it is or it has. The word its is a possessive pronoun meaning of it or belonging to it. Example, Citrix has its own email function. Okay. The next one or the next sentence, it's a dream come true. Because again, it's a contraction of it is. Okay. Just make sure that when you're using this and if you're confused, try to use it with the word it is. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay. If it doesn't sound right, then that's wrong. Okay. It's a dream come true. It is a dream come true. Okay. If you use it, Citrix has its own email function. You cannot use Citrix has its own email function, right? It doesn't sound correct. So what you use is the one without the apostrophe. Okay. And then of course you're there. There means belonging to them. There means in or at that place as opposed to here. There is a contraction of they are. Okay. Samples, their mom made them eat vegetables. They're happy because they get paid today. Are you sure he's not there? So the sound are all the same. However, again, on how you use it in writing differs. Then your and your. Your is always a contraction of you are. Your is the possessive form of the pronoun you. So it means belonging to you. So when you say you're welcome. Submit your report when you are finished. Same thing as with your it's. Okay, you are. Okay, submit you, because when you use submit you are report, that's wrong, right? So this is more on your writing. Okay, I know all of you already knows this. Okay, but we're just again revisiting it so that when you are writing it, okay, we won't look like how Ate did it on the first slide when she's trying to say something about uh, about the fat person. Okay, so this is when you're writing it. Next, business versus colloquial. Gonna or wanna. It's still better if you sound professional. Okay. You can again, if you are already, if it's the first time that you're meeting, it's better that you sound professional. If it's your second time, third time talking, of course you have you're already comfortable with the person. It's okay to have, you can use colloquial at times, but not all the time. Okay, so gonna or wanna, it's better if you're going to use going to or want to instead of yeah, yup, yes. Okay, instead of not a problem, no worries, sure. You can use that, it's fine. You can say you're welcome. I'm glad I could help. Okay. You can use not a problem if, like what I said, if you're already comfortable with the person you're speaking with. But, sometimes, well, all the time actually, if it's the first time meeting and it's, let's say, it's a possible client or a possible, uh, it's something about sales, it's better if you sound professional, especially if you are over the phone, talking over the phone. Okay. Even in emails. Okay, in emails, it's okay if you're going to use not a problem, no worries. If it's already your, like what I said, you're already working with that person for a long time. But if you are talking with, let's say, a VP or a professional, again, it should be professional or business type when you are writing. When you're placing the caller on hold, give me a sec or hold on or one moment. Again, it's professional. It's more professional if you provide minutes. Okay, may I ask for 2 minutes to get the information from you? When you're already let's say talking for an hour, then probably you can already uh, say the give me a second, I'm just trying to look for that. You can use that while you're already talking, but you're not going to place them on hold. Just give me a second, let me try and look at the different system here. I have different tools in front of me, and I would like to make sure that I have the correct information. Just give me a second, all right? I'm still here, I won't place you on hold. See how I did it? Okay, so that's fine. But if you are using your if you are putting them on hold, make sure that you provide minutes. Do not say, may I place you on hold for a moment, because when you say a moment, that's a long time. Okay, so it's professional if you provide number of minutes, how long you're going to place them on hold. Fragmented questions such as, sorry, member's ID or account number. Okay, name, date of birth. It's better if you place may have. Okay, especially if you want to make sure that who you're speaking with is the correct person, may I have your name, please. You cannot just say to whoever you're talking to, name. It doesn't sound professional at all, especially if you just stated, hi, my name is Lynette. Thank you for calling us. How may I help you? And then when the person say, yeah, I would like some help with this and that. And then you just say name. So what name? whose name. Okay, so that's why make sure that you may have your name, please. Okay, say my name is Mary Mary Rose Ganson. Would it be okay if I call you Mary? Don't assume that it's okay for them to call them with their first name. Okay, so make sure that you ask first. 'Cause sometimes there are people, who would like to be called by their, let's say, call me Mrs. Ganson. So meaning call them by Mrs. Ganson. Okay, they get offended. Sometimes they have that air wherein they want, it's like looking down at you. However, that's how they would like to be called. So use that. If they say, "Oh, call me Mary." Oh, hi Mary. Okay, so there. All right. Okay, so this one, it's already customer service skills on the next slide. Okay. Um, I don't want to, let's see, hold on. Maybe I can look at the slides first and see. Uh, I can get, sorry. Okay, I can still discuss this. Customer service. Let's just discuss a few slides and then we will stop so that you can have your break. I know a lot of us are moms and we still need to cook a rice like what you did yesterday, what you had yesterday. Okay, so let us tackle the customer service. Okay, just a few slides, just an introduction. Again, customer service, of course, because what you're doing right now or what you'll be doing is talking over the phone. So it is important that you know your customer service skills. Okay, introduction to this, your voice. Your voice, okay, voice attributes of a good speaker. Of course, you have to have that voice projection, speech rate, and then pitch. Okay, pitch. Then we will talk about phone courtesies, your opening spiel, placing a call on hold, guidelines to advising, call transfers, concluding the conversation. And then we will also talk about listening skills, hearing versus listening, active listening, purpose and effects of active listening, 4 stages of active listening, barriers to active listening, how to develop listening skills. And then we'll also talk about managing customer perceptions, your confidence and positive scripting. Okay, we will talk about that. Call handling skills, content versus emotion. We'll talk about emotional hot buttons, calls from different types of customers, diffusing callers' emotions. Okay, we will talk about those. Okay, introduction. Moment of truth. A moment of truth during a service interaction is any instance when a customer has an opportunity to form an impression of the quality of service you provide. This is why the first thing that we learn is how to speak. Okay? Because when a call comes in or when you call a customer s- in customer service or over the phone, in calls, okay, in this type of industry that we have right now, first impression last. Okay, so if you sound sleepy when you open the spiel or when you call the customer, then they won't think that you are there to help or you are accommodating at all. Okay, because you're the one that they are, especially when they are calling. Okay, you're the person that they have spoken to. Then You have to make a lasting impression to them, that you are willing to assist them, that you are there to help them. This is the purpose why they're calling. Okay, they won't call if they don't need help, or if they don't have any questions. Okay, in essence, when you talk to the person or when you're calling a person, okay, again, the first impression as well matter. Okay, because if you are nice to the person, they will talk to you. But if you sound robotic, who would want to talk to you if if you are calling? Why would they want to talk to you if you cannot get their interest? Okay, so there. So what I want, or what we want you to do is, of course, for you to be able to um, give that lasting impression to whoever you're calling, or to have whoever calls you. Yes, that's important. Okay. Voice. Your voice is your agent. More than any other factors, your voice serves to establish an image of you in the minds of others. Voice attributes of a good speaker: has good voice projection, has average or flexible speech rate, uses speech to an advantage to convey the real message. It's the same thing as what I'm doing here in front of you, or I'm talking with you or speaking with you. You won't listen to me if I don't, if I'm robotic, if I'm transactional, right? You won't listen to me. Okay, if I don't get you need to get the attention of your callers, you need to get the attention of your customers. Okay, what I'm doing right now, you are my customers, I am the agent. That's why I have to make sure that my voice projection is clear and concise to all of you, so that you would be able to hear me clearly. Again, the average speech rate should be, the average should be fine, or the average should be, just the speech rate should be not too fast and not too slow. Because when I speak fast, you won't be able to understand me. Of course, there are tendencies wherein I speak fast, but most of the time I speak slow, because I want everyone to be able to hear what I'm trying to say. I want you to know what I want to teach you. The same thing when you are already talking with somebody. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting pitch to some of the words that I'm saying. This is because for to get your attention and to get the emotion clear with all of you. This is what I wanted to say. If, for example, I talk like this, and this is how I teach you. The rate of my speech is like this, and the voice is like this. What I would do is, if my rate or if my sound is like that, would you listen to me? I don't think so, right? You will not listen to me if I am monotone, if I don't have feelings in what I'm saying. Okay, you need to have that feelings. Do you understand? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, again, uses pitch to an average. This is to convey the real message, because you know um, it is really an advantage if you use that. The rhythm and stress of each word, or we're done with that. So it's part of it that when you are talking, for you to be able to, like what I said, for you to be able to convey the meaning of what you wanted to say, especially if you have speech. Because there are times wherein, let's be honest, we write down, what we want, what we can say, especially if um, we are listening to a lot of, or we are watching a lot of videos in YouTube's of what you're going to say next. What we do is we write it down. We write it down, and oh, I can use this spiel. Oh, I can use this to answer my customer. I don't like that. What I want you to do is to be able to do it, properly. It's okay to read about it, but it depends on, because I don't like writing it, because sometimes when you write it, it's you tend to use it all the time. And like what I said, when you write a spiel or a template, sometimes you don't answer the specific question already, because you have like a set of spiel that you have written down. It's better if it comes from your heart when you're answering, okay? Not through spills, especially when you're introducing yourself in an interview. Okay, in an interview, most especially, what we do sometimes is we write down what we're going to say, and then we read it when the interviewer tells us, okay, can you tell me something about yourself? Give me a small, or a brief introduction of your experience. And what we do is, what we have done is already wrote it down, okay, and then we read it. When we read it, we don't put emotions anymore. Okay, we don't put emotions anymore. So sometimes, of course, your interviewer will be able to know that you're just reading what you're saying. That's why I don't like writing it. Okay, it's okay to write like tabs, I guess, or points of what you're going to say, but writing the whole thing that you're going to say to your interviewer, it takes practice for you to put no emotions into that. um, what we wanted you to do, or what I want you to do, is to be able to talk freely. Because if you're writing it and you read it when you're already asked about it, and sometimes when we read it, your interviewer definitely would know if you're just reading what you're saying. I actually, do that with my interviews when I'm interviewing, first time call center um, associates when they're applying for a BPO. You can actually hear them. You can actually hear that they're reading it because there's no emotion. There's even no pauses because they don't do the periods. They're reading what they have written. So what I want you to do is, of course, for you to be able to freely talk. All right. Okay. I will stop here. Okay, I will stop here so that you have time for a break. Okay. I want to stop here. This is because what I want you to do is, of course, have a break. Okay, Mary, are you still here? I don't think she's here. Okay. So what I want you to do is have a break, of course, like what we did yesterday. I'm not sure how long with Mary. Mary, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I'll stop here. I won't continue.
Mm,
This is for them to have their break and do whatnot, and then be back with you. I don't know what time.
yep, 6.
So there you have about how many minutes?
Uh,
So there.
20 minutes to do the dishes. Um,
Cook rice,
get the rice cooker running, and try
whatever they can think
whatever
of
they
for that 20 minutes, right?
yes. We'll be
Okay.
back in 20 minutes, guys.
Right. Thank you again, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow again. It's our last day. So we'll talk about more about this customer service, and then touch a bit about US culture and geography. Good night, guys. And see you again tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks, Ate
po.
Lynette. See ya.
Bye.